It's a little known fact that today marks the 4000th anniversary of the invention of the curry, and I'm celebrating by making one from Southern Thailand, Gang khua prik, which is a dry curry of pork ribs. It's super spicy, super delicious, and very easy to make. If that sounds like the kind of thing you'd like to know how to make, and you've got a few minutes, I can show you how to make it. So let's kick off with the protein. I'm using a mix of ribs and belly because basically I didn't have enough ribs. So I'm making it up with this delicious belly here. I'm leaving the skin on because the skin goes nice and gelatinous. If your ribs have got extra meat on them, just cut that meat off and dice it up into bite-sized pieces, same size as the ribs like I've done here. The next step I like to do is to blanch the meat in some hot water for a minute or two, and basically that coagulates all the proteins on the outside of the meat and you can rinse it off. And by doing that I don't have to skim the scum later, which I find to be incredibly tedious. So it's a win for me, could be a win for you too. With a boiled curry like this, I like to add the shrimp paste to the poaching liquid instead of the curry paste, as it pushes a lot of flavour into the meat. I also add the offcut of lemongrass because, well, it's lemongrass. Speak of the devil, lemongrass is usually first up in my curry paste making ritual. Just peel off the outer layers until I get to the tender bits and slice it up as thin as possible, so it makes it easier to pound and makes your curry paste less fibrous. Next step, peel about a thumb-sized piece of galangal and again slice it thin as you can across the grain for the very same reason. Pressed turmeric is not so fibrous, so you don't have to be so precious. It's quite easy to pound. For this curry you don't really need to soak your dry chilies, but you can. You can also deseed them if you don't want to eat it spicy. Just chop up your fresh chilies if you want to, you don't really need to. And the same thing applies for the coriander roots. Carefully zest the makut lime. Make sure you don't get too much of the white pith because it's bitter. Now just roughly chop your shallots. They're pretty easy to pound, so don't be fussy. Same goes for the garlic, just give them a good bop and shake them out of the skins. Finally we have black peppercorns and a little bit of salt. And now it's time to turn all that into a curry paste. Start with the toughest ingredients and a bit of salt and begin pounding. Once those ingredients have broken down, add some more and just keep going incrementally. You can chuck everything in all at once if you like, but what happens is that the paste gets too wet, and when it's too wet, the fibrous ingredients like the lemongrass and the galangal and the skins of the chilies don't break down properly, the flavours don't distribute, and you end up with a very primitive way to floss your teeth. Just a little note on Thai curry pastes. The thing that makes this one distinctly southern is actually the addition of the black peppercorns. There's also more turmeric than in a Central Plains curry paste, but northern curry pastes have more turmeric as well. Curry pastes are kind of like pasta dishes, you know, you add one more ingredient or take one away and it's a different dish. And there's a little fact to make up for my lie at the start. Let's bring it all together now by adding a tablespoon of the paste to the pot, and thus begins the curry, which, if I'm to be completely honest, is a little bit uneventful from here on in. Just add a little bit of salt and a little bit of fish sauce. Give it a mix and a little taste. Should taste just slightly undersalted because we're going to reduce this down quite a bit. After about 10 minutes or so, you can add the rest of the paste. The reason I add it in stages is that the first addition gets the curry flavour into the pork, but if I put it all in at once, I find it tends to deaden the flavour of the curry at the end. So the later addition keeps that curry flavour fresh and vibrant. Apologies for waffling on. I just put in some palm sugar, about 2 teaspoons. Reduce that by half if you're using white sugar. And from here on in, it's just going to be a matter of tasting to achieve the correct balance of creamy, salty and spicy first with a hint of sweetness at the end. Oh man, I can't believe I just said that in such a pretentious way. Anyway, that's basically the truth. I'm so sorry. Rightio, so this is bayira, which is a common type of basil that's used in the south of Thailand specifically, and unless you grow it yourself you won't find it. It's perfectly fine to use Thai basil, holy basil if you can get it, and even makut lime leaves are common in this curry. You just tear them up and add them, say 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the stage at which I added the leaves, so you give time for the makut to infuse the flavour. So once you've got it reduced down to the consistency that you like and the flavours are nice and balanced, that's it really. Nothing left to do but to plate it up. Just get a nice warm plate and pile the curry in. You can put a little sprig of something on top. I don't recommend parsley. You could try Thai basil or even really finely shredded kaffir lime leaves just to make it look pretty. Note the consistency here. You can make it more liquid than this if you wish. Just, like I said, make sure the flavour's balanced. Typical accompaniments for this dish in the south would be Thai-style omelette, heaps and heaps of fresh herbs and vegetables, obviously Thai ones, and some hot steaming jasmine rice. In fact, you'll find the rice is often skipped and it'll just be curry and omelette for that, which is both incredibly indulgent and amazingly delicious. Anyway, that's my recipe for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I sincerely hope that you make it and enjoy that as well. And if you did like this video, then it'd be great if you had any comments. You just ask me. It'd be great if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel also. If you're not watching on YouTube, then that's where the channel is. Feel free to ask me anything over there, and I'll be happy to answer it. Anyway, cheers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Bye.